good. How are you?
I'm good. You guys got to Seattle last night?
Yes, we did. We got in. We got in last night after a long 10-hour drive, an arduous journey across the. I don't know I don't know what that terrain is really. Idaho, and we're here now.
Nice. And what did you guys do last night?
Well, that could be one of those kind of things that I would just omit from this interview. I was personally not involved in much of the festivities, if you will.
But there were festivities.
They were taking place around me, in the vicinity of me, while I was awake, asleep, or both, you know.
Did you take pictures? Because that's what I do when there's festivities that I don't really want to participate in.
I and my colleagues attempted to take pictures, but it was it didn't work out exactly like we wanted. But it was a good night. That's the point.
And that's all that matters, right? That you're having fun.
Yes.
Are you having fun on this current tour?
Yeah, it's insane. It's kind of one of those surreal tours because we're out with One Republic and they're doing so well and they're very successful at this point in time, and so the venues are they're a lot bigger than I would have anticipated, I guess. And so we show up and it's just like, oh my gosh, like we're really gonna play this like arena right now.
Right.
So it's cool. It's definitely awesome.
How does being on the big tours compare to being on the smaller tours?
For example, like the venues, the venue size is so much bigger, which, is a lot cooler for that big. It's just for that big feel, of a live rock show. But at the same time, the smaller clubs, that's where you get the intimacy that where you can really feed off the crowd. Whereas, there's a big barrier at these other types of shows. So there's pros and cons to each, I think.
Right.
I prefer the medium size, but the big places are so cool to play.
Yeah. Did you ever imagine that you'd be playing like these big arenas?
No way. It's like you set out and you're like, I think I should be, I don't want to do any of that other stuff. Like, I don't really want to go to college, and maybe I could just slack my way through life being a musician. That's the first thing. You're like, okay, cool, yeah, I really love music. I want to do that. And then the rest is kind of like how much icing you can fit on the cake, so to speak. So.
And you seem to have a lot of icing.
I have a sweet tooth. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I can't complain. It's far exceeded my dreams. My dreams came true like years ago. So I'm just riding.
That you've been playing guitar for quite some time.
Yeah, it's weird when I do the interviews because then it comes into realization exactly how long it's been taking place. And I did like my first real. I remember my first real recordings were when I was like 13, and it was this guy down the street from where I lived at the time, and that was a long time ago.
Now, from your first album was Sunsets and Car Crashes?
That's correct.
And then your most recent album came out earlier this year?
It was actually
was it
2006.
Last year?
6. Wow.
No, Really I'm Fine came out
2007. 2007 is when that came out. So, yeah, it's been it's almost going on 2 years here almost.
Now, how do you think that the sound and the process and everything like that has changed from Sunsets and Car Crashes to No Really I'm Fine?
It definitely started with Sunsets and Car Crashes. That started with just myself acoustically, and that was kind of out of necessity because I live in South Dakota. There's not a plethora of musicians to pick from to be like, let's start a band, So the singer-songwriter thing was really just because I had to. There's no one else around, really. So it started like that, and then it eventually I found the right people, and it evolved into the band thing, the rock band thing that it is today, I guess. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And how does, it's obviously different in some obvious ways, like one person versus four people.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess... stylistically, I guess you mean. That it's so much fun to play rock music and to be loud and like obnoxious and I think it's probably like the little boy in all of us coming out a little bit personified. But at the same time we definitely have the softer side where it'll just be me and Dan playing acoustic and just kind of the chill side of it, I guess.
Do you prefer the acoustic kind of relaxed, more older stuff, or do you like kind of rock it out and being that childhood rock star?
I think it's both. I definitely think that it's hard because there's pros and cons, like I said, to both. It's so much fun to be like in everyone's face and like just like a rock band, you know, like loud, and you can like feel it in your chest when you're at the show. But then at the same time, to really have, you know, just stripped down song, like the vocal melody and the guitar and some lyrics that have really deep meaning. Not that the, you know, rock songs don't have deep content, but it's so much, you know, you can really grasp it when it's that quiet and simple, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, do you write all of your own songs?
Yeah, I attempt to. Sometimes I have this guy named Richard Marks. I'm just kidding, sorry. Richard Marks. Okay. You can edit that part out. No, it's, I'll just come with like a rough idea, some chords, melody, lyrics, and then, you know, if it needs to just be an acoustic song, it will be. If the guys, you know, if we jam something out, it starts to flesh out into the real song it becomes, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, because you have two kind of the separate styles, do you have a favorite of each style to play?
I think like any artist, really, you are always gravitating towards what you could do next, and your next, you know, the new stuff that no one knows or no one hears. And I guess out of the older things, like stylistically, they're both just so pleasing, you know, and so rewarding in itself. So I don't know. It's hard to. That's hard. That's a hard question. I would say I don't like it at all, either of them.
You don't like playing either?
No.
Do you just like playing new stuff, or?
No, it's more like when you play the new stuff, you just want to keep creating. It's that creative part of the artist, I guess, and you just want to keep it going and going and showing, oh, what do you think of this and this and this and this? So it's nonstop, I think.
So you're touring with One Republic right now, Augustana and the Hush Sound. How has that tour been going?
Augustana is actually currently off the tour. The lead singer hurt himself.
Oh no.
Many different rumors flying around regarding the exact reason why, but it's going well. It's cool because it's such a diverse tour. The Hush Sound comes from this other kind of genre of, you know, I don't know, that they have Greta, they have a girl vocalist, and it's like this. It's kind of like circus music in like a really good way. They're really good. And then
I think we have some visitors outside.
Go
ahead, come in. Hey, what's up?
I'm just busy having this interview.
How are you?
What's up?
Sorry.
No, don't worry about it.
There's band in here right now.
This guy's kicking our butt on the tour.
Yeah, seriously.
God, that feels so good.
Dude, talk to Drew. I got the magic keys.
He's got golden thumbs.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
We're doing an interview.
Okay.
You're so busy.
Let's get some food up.
Man,
Yeah, you almost done?
Yeah, I get it.
Are you almost done with these guys?
I'm
just kidding.
Yeah. So I hate those guys. You know? I think the tour sucks. They're such jerks. It sucks. But whatever. What are you gonna do?
So after this tour, what's next? Are you gonna go back in the studio and record another album? Or are you gonna continue to tour?
Yeah, I believe we're hoping, crossing fingers, that this is the last tour on the No Really I'm Fine record, and then we're going to hopefully get in the studio by spring-ish and start knocking out some tunes for a new record. I hope. Cross fingers.
Yeah, I'm crossing.
Oh, I gotta feel you in my bones again. I'm all over you. I'm not over you. I wanna taste